Yeah, people. I just saw where Jennifer Lopez, or I saw it already. I just decided to talk about it today. I saw where Jennifer Lopez was asked to do a Motown tribute, and people had a problem with it, which they should. Yo, Motown is by black people for black people. Yo, man, she's not black. I mean, that's no secret to anybody. But the way she came up, she started out on In Living Color as one of them backup dancers, as like a Rosie Perez clone. Jamie Foxx once said in one of his stand-ups that when she originally wanted to be called J-Lo, he was like, man, I remember niggas used to be like, hey, ho. Exactly. So she probably fucked and sucked her way up to the top. She ended up with Puffy. And then when she made a name for herself, she broke. Got with Ben Affleck. She can't even really act. They did a whack-ass movie called G League, which was just terrible. And rumor has it that Ben Affleck, didn't marry her because she didn't pass for white. She wasn't white enough for him. And she has limited talent. I don't think she's a very talented person, but they could have gotten someone else to do that. Do you know who started I'm black, I sing black, but I'm not really black? Mariah Carey comes to mind when the first person started that shit. I'm black, but I'm not really black, but I'm singing y'all music. So, and that's in the early 90s. So I would have rather her do it. They could have blown the dust off of Tina Turner, blown the dust off of Diana Ross, and let them do it. Of course, they might not be able to, because all that moving around, shaking and dancing, like, you can't really do that when you're 80, man, for real. But, you know, Jennifer Hudson would have been a good choice, because she was in that movie Dreamgirls, and I think Dreamgirls was loosely based around that Motown type thing. And then you got coons like Smokey Robinson that want to vouch for her. And now think about it. Smokey Robinson, 80 years old. Motown was created because blacks, even high yellow ones, the Duke Ellingtons, they couldn't get on those labels. I'm talking about, I don't mean Duke Ellington, I mean high yellow niggas like Smokey Robinson, Duke Ellington, Langston Hughes, Charles Drew, Julian Bond, those type dudes. They couldn't even get on no white labels. So Smokey Robinson probably mad because back in the day, when you was high yellow like that, you got privileges. So he probably got his nigger wake-up call when he was told, oh, Smokey, you may be high yellow, but you're not white enough to be on our label. So he went down to the Motown label and might have had some animosity about that. That's why he's endorsing J-Lo instead of putting his foot down like, yo, no, this thing was separatist. And now we bringing other Latinos in here? Nah, that's not cool. No. And, you know, when it comes to that whole cultural thing, me personally, I look for 3 things to have in common with somebody to be like, okay, we can talk, we can do a lot of things. Their choice in music, movies, and books. There was a girl I knew, Mexican girl named Rosie. I just was attracted to her like instantly, like, wow. But I didn't know how to talk to her because she didn't speak English. That broken English is so hard, man. Like them girls at the hotel I'm staying at, they Spanish, they're cute. I can't talk to them. I can't talk. You think they would be able to get on my YouTube channel and listen to me talk and be able to comprehend what the fuck I'm saying? No. They don't understand dry wit. It's no. And plus, I like history. So at the time when I was thinking about getting with this chick, trying to get with this chick Rose, I was like, what could I take her to do? We go to the movies. Okay, what we gonna see? This was around the time that J. Edgar Hoover movie came out. She's off the boat, off the van, off the over the wall Mexican. She's not here legally. She don't know nothing about J. Edgar Hoover and don't have no interest in that. So that's not gonna work. And she was out front listening to her music, that Mexican, you know, that type stuff that I would never want to say, yo, put that shit in. I want to hear. No, I ain't no. So I was listening to it, and I gave it back to her. Naturally, I didn't like it. But I said, you know, I like Motown, and she went Motown, and sort of like fuck Motown. I'm like, okay, well, fuck you then. But seriously, that's not her culture. Just like I don't want to hear that Mexican shit she was playing, she don't want to hear that quote-unquote Motown shit that I like. Even though I do, Motown ain't my natural genre because I didn't grow up in that time either. But it's closer to that than that salsa type shit. So, needless to say, I remember one time she had got my number. I gave her my number. She called me and we said nothing on the phone. Just nothing. Nothing at all. So, yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, movies, music, and books. If you got those three things in common with that person, then it's okay. That's why I really don't see myself being compatible with no white girl. Because she is not reading the books I read. She's not listening to the music. Or she might be, but not really. She ain't, like, she don't know good times like I know good times. No, not at all. So that's really what it is. What we really do, what we really need to do as American descendants of slaves, more about that later, we need to boycott all of this shit. Grammys, Academy Awards, BET Awards, MTV Awards. We just need to get done with the whole thing. The last Grammy show I watched was when Michael Jackson took home all those awards that night. I don't remember the year, but things top out. Now that was the top out performance of the Grammys, just like how, we need to boycott, well, we are boycotting the NFL because they're crippled. They had low ratings all year. The Super Bowl was whack, and it's coming out that these games are rigged, which I truly believe they are. So it won't be long before the NFL is like really crippled. Like that's why they want Tom Brady to play as long as he can play. Because when it's over, it's over. None of those guys, Marcus Mariota, Jameis Winston, none of those guys are carrying a torch where they're going to put up big numbers like that. And getting back to what I was saying earlier, how things top out, how seeing Michael Jackson get all those awards, it topped out. Just like when I was a kid and the Dream Team, Stockton, Malone, Jordan, Barkley, Magic Johnson, Larry Bird, topped out. I don't watch basketball anymore because I know the skill level is not going to be like it was at that point, period. Boxing's heyday, Muhammad Ali, George Foreman, Joe Frazier. Well, that was a little bit before me. I came along, Larry Holmes, Mike Tyson. And boxing's whack now. I'd never watch another boxing match again. It's just whack now. Things have their moment, they peak, and then they plateau, and then that's it. They go downhill. So that's what we need to look at all these bullshit entertainment shows. Black people, we are sports and entertainment. Even if we're not up there singing and dancing and dunking a basketball, it's still our people doing it. It's still our culture. It's still our quote unquote ancestors, our family up there doing that stuff. So whenever it's anything different, like J-Lo up there twerking or Cardi B saying she ain't black, they want to take over the music industry. We're letting them by endorsing them. We need to turn our backs on them motherfuckers. Straight lace, period. Show them no love because they ain't showing you none. I'm black when it's convenient for me. J-Lo did that. She was black till it was convenient for her. Then when it got too black, when Puffy was involved in that shootout, she switched. I can't do this no more. Now she's running out of talent, looking to come back. No, dog, don't let her come the fuck back, man. Don't let her. But sports and entertainment, we as black people need to be done with that shit. Done with it. Because that's the biggest money that America got. They make a lot of money on sports and entertainment, man. It's all... I've never been entertained by a white dude. Oh yeah, I have. If you can ever go see Bronx Tale, the Chaz Palminteri, if you can ever see him do that stand up by himself, that is something to see. I was truly entertained then. Okay, so I was entertained that night, but the most I've ever been entertained was when I went to see the Wu-Tang Clan in Philly at the Electric Factory. That night was just, them niggas, man, Wu-Tang Clan is the best rap group ever. But, yeah, we are sports and entertainment. But for the most part, I don't get entertained by white dudes when they sing and dance or when they act on stage, except for the Chaz Palminteri dude. Other than that, it's always been black people that have entertained me, whether it be sports or whether it be music, period. So, but I'm just sticking with the music from my genre when I was a kid, and I'm not going any further. I'm not supporting these dudes and these bitches that don't want to acknowledge that they black and all that stuff. And you got Smokey Robinson being a coon saying, well, I don't know what he said, but it's something along the lines of he didn't have a problem with J-Lo up there twerking to some Motown shit. Well, I got a problem with it. And all the rest of you black people should too. Enjoy your night.